Humanity, I love you all. The video feed got cut off, but I repeated it again because this is an important message. So, the heart itself, and I'll say that one more time. The heart itself, and I'll say that one more time. The heart itself has its own self-awareness, manifested in biology, in the flesh, here today. Biologically speaking, what we call consciousness, what we call self-awareness, comes as the electrical current of the heartbeat generated by that electromagnetic field that created life in the first place. So once energy manifests biologically through the heartbeat and generates the electromagnetic field, creating life here on earth with us today, then that itself is consciousness. That itself is self-awareness that we all experience in the way of love. That's why we love, because that's self-awareness. That's infinity. That is consciousness. Think about it. Energy comes electromagnetically, creates life through the heartbeat. And once life is created, what does that do? Life creates consciousness. So the heartbeat itself creates its own electromagnetic field called consciousness, called self-awareness, what we call the soul. Life itself, this electromagnetic force, this electromagnetic field, is a feedback loop of infinity that manifests itself in the way of consciousness and self-awareness. So what does that mean? It's very simple. It means that the heart is a conscious being capable of creation itself. Because when it creates life through the electromagnetic field, that is to say, the field of creation, us through the heartbeat, life, at the same time, life is created. So when life is created, us, it requires in a human body as ours, because of the heartbeat, the heart, which is part of the human body, is an organ in the human body, requires self-awareness, it requires consciousness, which is what we call the soul, the human life, us, who we are, this energy, this consciousness that's manifested in the flesh, that thinks, that creates. So the heartbeat generates the force field, and this force field that is generated itself through infinite feedback loops creates consciousness, and that consciousness, that heartbeat, that consciousness is love. Why? Because we as sentient beings are self-aware and conscious, and what does that do? It allows us to feel, to have emotions. And what's that emotion that we all have in common that we feel in our hearts? Love. Love is that emotion that we all feel in our hearts. It's love. Love. Why? Because electromagnetically speaking, everything is at scales. It operates at scale. Infinity is scales of energy and frequency, all infinite, but at different scales of existence and creation. We're biological creators. We're infinite energy from a biological point of view. We're infinite creators at a biological point of view. The earth is infinite energy, infinite creation at a geological point of view. The sun is infinite energy at a cosmological point of view, at an electrical point of view, at an energetic point of view. That's just the way it is. Different levels of frequency, different levels of manifestation of energy, the materialization of energy, the manifestation of energy, infinite energy at different levels of existence, different levels, physical levels that we all perceive, but it's all part of the same energy, infinite energy of creation. Infinity itself is infinite self-awareness that created the conditions. So the sun exists, the earth exists, so we, us, humanity, exists. Itself has its own mechanism, its own feedback loop of creation, its own feedback loop of existence. this self-awareness, this energy of creation that goes and is infinite, it radiates, it resonates, it vibrates its frequency at the highest of levels of existence because it's life itself, it's creation itself, is what it does, it's self-aware, it's conscious. And we all share this at all levels of existence. Infinity itself is self-aware and conscious. The sun is self-aware and conscious at its level of creation. That's why it's capable of creating life in the first place, because it's a creator through energetic beams that are capable of gestating the manifestation of matter and solidifying gravity, so we all exist on Earth. The Earth itself, through its gravitational pull and its magnetic field, has the ability through its magnetic core to create life on Earth. So biology flourishes. So we exist. And what are we? And we creators ourselves through our actions, through our free will. This is who we are. And how do we create? With our love, our passion, our self-love. So we go out there on our free will and we create every day with our hands, with our actions. Because this is who we are. We're creators. We are creators, all of us. All humans are creators. So think about it. It's not a coincidence that the connection at the scale of creation is the heart. The heart, the human heart, is the point of reference, is the union. Is the union between infinite energy, electrical energy that beams and radiates into a pulse that generates an electric magnetic field that creates life itself because of the heartbeat. And isn't that biological thing that makes us special? Emotions, sentient beings, self-aware, self-consciousness, the ability to think. And what allows us to do that? What allows us to be conscious in the first place? What allows us? What gives us our humanity? Love. This ultimate creation is love. We make love. So we create life. So this is the physical manifestation in the flesh of creation itself. The power of creation, who we are. So think about it. If it's the heart that creates life, electrically speaking, this light beam, who we are, the spherical light, who we are, compass, if this is who we are, then if it's it that creates the heartbeat required biochemically, so we exist and alive, so we are self-aware and conscious, so we exist. Do you think it's a coincidence if that is the device designed by biology and our DNA to create life in the first place? Do you think it's a coincidence that the heart itself feels and makes us feel emotions? No, because that mechanism, as a result of life itself, generates the conditions for consciousness as a feedback loop of infinity, a virtuous cycle of creation and life. In the flesh, biologically speaking, manifested energy in the flesh. And the way that energy is manifested in the flesh is through the human heartbeat. And the heartbeat gives us emotions, feelings. We feel with our hearts. And what's that feeling that we all have in our hearts, that we all resonate with? That we all, when we look at our children in the eye and we see it and our heartbeat starts pumping, it is love. Because love is creation. Because this is who we are. We're infinite energy, you see. We're infinite love. The heart created the conditions. So the life is manifested through the experience that we call the human life, through love. Love is creation. That's why we make love. So we create life, biologically speaking. This is not a coincidence, people. Scales of energy, infinite energy manifested in the flesh through different mechanisms, all through electric magnetic fields, the suns, infinities itself, earth, us, the heart. This is who we are. Love. So it's love. Self-awareness is love. Let's put it that way. Self-awareness, consciousness itself is heart, is love. Is the emotion, is the feeling. So the heart is the key to our humanity. Because it is our creator, you see, the heart. The heart is our creator. It creates us in the first place so we can love, because we feel what makes us human, our heart. Humanity is called humanity for a reason. It comes from the word human, humane, benevolence, because of our heart. Our creator, I'll say that again, our creator is the heart. The heartbeat creates life, which is us, the body, spherical light, because of the electromagnetic field around it that creates this life, this energy, biological energy, infinite energy through the heartbeat that's connected with existence at all levels. With spherical lights, with compass, this is who we are. And what's this energy of creation? Love. When we love, we create life. We create our love, our passion for things is what allows us to create, use here and now, our free will, so we can communicate the message of love with creation, because the heart is our creator. It created us so we can love, and with our love we create as humans. So this is the cycle, you see. This is how we create, through love. Infinity and its infinite awareness and infinite energy of creation and its force field and its magnetic field of creation, infinite self-awareness, created the conditions through its own love creation force at that level of existence, infinite energy, and that created the conditions for suns to exist. And the suns and its own electromagnetic field of creation created the conditions for energy and light to exist at that level of frequency. And that level of creation and energy created the conditions for the earth to exist. And the earth, with its own magnetic field at the core of it, its own heart, this magnetic field created the conditions for it so we can all exist here today, alive, biology, biosphere, etc., and so on. So that is scales of creation, scales of life, all guided by this principle of eternal infinity, eternal love, eternal creation. Because if it's through love that we create, with our actions, with our passions, with our love, we make love, we create life. We have passion for our, identity and our true self and our purpose, and we create with our passion, and we do things, we make music, we draw pictures, we do anything that we do. We write books, we sing, we do anything. We play sports, we create, we innovate. This is what we do. So what is that? Creation. That makes us creators. So our creator is the heart, biologically speaking. And then the heart, as our creator, give us life. And then we feel emotions, which is the love that we have. So that love is our ability to create, because it's how these scales work. Infinity moves across in the way of love, and each scale has its own mechanism of creation once it comes into existence and life. It goes live. When it's life aware, self-conscious, then I'll say that again, when it's alive, self-aware and conscious, when it's alive, self-aware and conscious at that level of frequency and that level of existence, then that's the energy of love at that scale. In this case, the biological scale of creation, love. We make love, we create life. We have passion, we create music, we create art. It's our imagination, right? Because we're conscious. We're self-aware, we can imagine, we can think. We're part of everything. We're connected with the existence, eternity, infinity itself. And because of that, we have the ability to manifest that electrical current, infinity itself, this wave of infinity that is all around us, this field of creation, infinity, eternity. All that, biologically speaking, we feel it with our brains because they're electrical. Our brain's electrical. We're an electromagnetic field that is connected to existence itself. I'll say that again. We are an electromagnetic field that is connected with existence itself because we're all electrical. And our point of connection, our point of reference is our heart. Our heart with electric pulse connects us through emotion so we can create here in this level of existence. But at a higher level of existence, electricity manifests the earth itself and its electromagnetic field so it can create us through its love, through its pulse. Biology, the DNA, that's what earth has done. It's the way it communicates, it's the way it creates through biology, through the DNA, through species, through evolution at that level of existence. Infinite self-awareness and consciousness in the genetic code. The earth has that. Then the sun has the same ability to create life on earth and the conditions of the earth so we can exist. So this is the scales, and it's all electrical and electromagnetic and energetic, and it's all connected. From infinity to the sun, and from the sun to the earth, and from the earth to the individual, through the heartbeat, so we can be self-aware and create. And what's that energy of creation? Love. But it's electrical in the first place. So this notion is simple to understand. It's mathematical, it's logical, it's deduction. We have all the tools to prove this in labs. It's love. This is who we are. This is just the way it is. So congratulate yourself for understanding who we are. We're infinite love. We're infinite energy. We're infinite creation. So I want you to think about what that means, because that's why this is a historical moment for Earth. This is why this is a historical moment for Earth. Why? Because we have founded the Republic the 26th of May, 2023. Because we all were able to coherently get to that level of self-awareness in which we all connected at a higher level, and we transition into light beings, which we all are. We were always light beings, but we were unaware of it because of reasons outside our control to that point. But not anymore, because now we have the ability to understand who we are and to understand that we are creators and we create through love. So it's an important moment for humanity because this is who we are. We're light beings. We're spherical energy. You see, we're spherical light beings. This is who we are. The heart says so through the electromagnetic field around us. And then obviously that electromagnetic field that creates life in the first place, this pulse of creation, us, compass, what does that do? Well, it gives a heartbeat life so we can be self-aware and conscious. And what does that do as a sentient being, an intelligent race, a self-aware race? Very simple. It allows us to create because it's the infinite cycle of creation. Creation just creates. It's just what it does. It's just different levels, different scales. From infinity to the human body, biological, until we start to create ourselves, our own things, because we are creators ourselves. And this is how we manifest all these different things. Imagination is part of it. Visualization, creativity, innovation, technology, all these things that we create are creations of us, the creators. So think about it and what that means. Our infinite creators, because we're infinite energy, we're infinite love. And all that mechanism starts with love. That's what it is. The heartbeat leads to what? Life, and life is love. So love is the mechanism of creation at a biological scale. I'll repeat that again. Love is the mechanism of creation at a biological scale, which is our scale, humanity scale. That's why the Republic has been funded, because we understand at a fundamental level who we are, that we're creators, we are loving creatures. And if our first instinct to exist, I'll say that again, if our first instinct to exist is to have a heartbeat, so we're alive and we're conscious and self-aware, doesn't that make us a loving race? Because it is the heart, remember? It is the heart that allows us to exist through its heartbeat and this electromagnetic field. So if this is the mechanism of delivery, then that means that love is the way to go. Thus, our instinct is loving. We are a benevolent race. We are a loving race. This is who we are. We are a benevolent, loving race. We are a heartful species. Our instinct is to love. That's why we make love. That is why we create life. This is why what we create in the flesh are children, which is the way we reproduce biologically, so we populate the earth. Our Mother Earth, our republic, us, the citizenry, the humanity, humans. If it's us that create life, biologically speaking, by making love, then that's the seed. But then the children have hearts, so the process is there already. We just are replicating, reproducing like cells, We're just multiplying at that level because the cell is a biological entity at a DNA level structure. So at that scale, it separates and it creates life here, right? We come from a seed, and that's biological, and then it becomes a zygote and all that, and it's all harmonious and in sync and an organized pattern of creation. And then when we're alive biologically, then what does that do? Well, the heart, right? The heart itself, this pulse of electricity, energy, infinite love, creates the body. So when the baby is born, is alive, it has a heartbeat because we created it with our own making love. And then how do we make sure that that baby, and this is our instinct, you see, this is why love, we are a benevolent species. This is why we are a benevolent species. This is why we are a loving, heartful species as a race. We're light beings. This is why we're light beings. We're energy, we're creation. Why? Because that baby, that creature wouldn't be able to live on its own without our support, without our care. And how do we make sure that we nurture that child, we nourish that child, so that child becomes an adult, so it can be like us and be independent, self-sovereign, free and sovereign? Through love, through care, our instinct to love our child, right? Looking after that boy, that girl, those children, looking after them when they're born. So, then again, it's love, biologically speaking, at a biological gestation point of view, at a molecular level, cells and all that separating, and also at a reproductive point of view, not only in the zygote, but us making love, reproducing. So we make life through what? Making love. And when we make love, then what happens? Life is created. The heartbeat comes. And then how do we make sure that that creature survives here? So it keeps creating and it's alive and conscious and self-aware. By caring, by looking after it, by loving it. We love our children, right? So then again, it's creation itself. So that's the mechanism. This is a logical thing, guys. This is deduction. So you got to understand who we are. We're infinite creation. That's why I love you so much, because I know who we are. I love you, everybody. I truly do. I'll say that again. I love you, everybody. I truly do. So then again, we love our children and then they grow to become adults. And this is why Compass is so important, because it's a user manual. We are light beings, remember, just because we love biologically, and it's our love and our passion that allows us to create, right? Because love, biologically speaking, as an instinct, allows us to raise our children so they're independent, sovereign, and free in the republic that we all own, because this is our planet, Mother Earth. So that's one level, but then the second level is that instinct, right? The biology, surviving. But where does that survival come from? The instinct of the heartbeat, electrical. So we're energy, we're electrical. So we love and care so the children grows, right? It's instinct, so the species reproduces and survives. But then because we're creators, what do we do once we raise our children and we have other things to do? Well, we have purposes, we have passions, and we create with our actions, daily work, daily action, purposeful daily action, our free will. That's what allows us to create, because we're infinite energy, infinite awareness. The love for our children is just an example of the love and the energy that we put behind things to create, to manifest art, craft, anything, technology. Doesn't matter who we are, we innovate. This is our nature. This is beautiful, guys. This is who we are. This is why this is historical, because all the different components are coming together here right now, and this is why we're here in the situation we are today in the 21st century. So we all coming together, you see, and this is the way it is, and the way it would always be, because we're infinite, and we create, and we keep on creating, and we will always create, because we're life, we're infinite, we're love. This is how we are. Heartbeat that creates life, and that life is love, and we prove it with our actions by making love, creating life, raising our children with love, and then with love and our labor of love, creating things for humanity to further the race, and not only from a reproduction point of view and survival, but from a enhancement, quality of life point of view. This is why we all now that understand who we are at infinite love and energy, then we founded the Republic, because we're infinite life. Remember the heartbeat that gave us that love so we can create. Also reminds us of who we are, which is this connection with everything, the energy forever, the heartbeat, the electromagnetic field, light beings, who we are. That's why we're compasses, you see, because we're spherical light energy, a force field around us is spherical electromagnetic creation itself. And that's who we are, that's what we create. And that's why we shatter illusions and render fantasies obsolete. Because we are energy and we shatter things, we render things obsolete. Because we create, because we love. So let's talk about it, because this is the next step. This is the introduction, by the way. That was the intro. I know it was a little bit of a long intro, but sometimes, things gotta be introduced properly, because of the value and the importance, the historical moment, and what it represents. So, having said that, then let's talk about this infinite cycle, infinite self-love. If we understand that love is the mechanism then by which we create, I repeat that again, love is the mechanism by which we create, then we understand that it starts with us, the individual, right? The heartbeat, self-love. We love ourselves. And then all the things that I have spoken in the past about in previous videos, boundaries, dimensions, all these things come together. Identity and true self. And when that does, then what happens? Remember, inside out transformation, when we self-love and we go through all this pain and all these things in our heart, these emotions, negative emotions that are not love. Remember, I spoke about it. Love is creation. But because we are creators, we also can destroy. And all these energies that are not positive, thoughts and things that we create and do that are negative, they destroy. So that's why we have been unaware of our light nature for so long, because we've been driven by these other instincts that are not essentially positive, because it's self-destruction. We've been self-destroying ourselves for so long, thousands of years. But that is no more, you see. So if you think about it mathematically, physically, biologically, when we go to our trauma and the pain and the suffering and the fear, all these emotions, fear, trauma, right? Suffering, pain, all this negative energy and negative loads, negative charges in our emotions. Remember, we're energetic beings, emotional energy. Our memories, our trauma, our pain, our suffering, our past. Because self-awareness, inside-out transformation, I explained that to you. It allows us to transmute that energy, to transform it, to dissipate it, to shatter it, to render it obsolete, which is what we do. That's why we're compass, because we render these fantasies obsolete. We shatter the illusions, all these memories of previous experiences that are negative and create destruction and don't let us be who we are, light beings, creators, love source. That's why gratitude is the mechanism. You see, if you look at that infinite cycle there of self-love, starts with self-love, and then it moves into gratitude because we're able to go inside out. And when we render this illusion, this image of the past, this memory that's negative, that's fearful or that's traumatic or anything of that nature, that's painful, as we start to love it and accept ourselves and understand that it's part of the process of creation and acceptance, when we do it, which is what we do on a daily basis, when we are seeking self-love and we understand who we are, our true self, that's why it's the first primary element in compass, our spherical light being, who we are. Because it starts with love, because we are creation, we love. So we love yourself before you love anything else, right? That's how you understand empathy. You love first, and then you understand what it is. So then you can do and love others, to labors of love, deeds that are loving, like we are, because it's our nature, as I explained, our heartbeat. Love, we love, we love. So gratitude is that mechanism so we can be grateful for the experiences. Once we render them obsolete through our shattering, through our energy, through our love, we shatter those illusions, rendering them obsolete. So when that happens, the fantasies, the illusions don't have a hold on us anymore. This negative load, this negative thought, this negative energy doesn't have any way to get to us any longer, because we essentially just neutralized it and transmuted, and beyond that we transform ourselves and metamorphosized into full compasses, so we can shatter everything that is fantasies and illusions. We render them all obsolete. And that mechanism is gratitude. Is this feeling, this emotion. Again, we're grateful for the experience that took us to here and now, to the moment, so we understand that we're creators. Because that's who we are creators. So because we are creators, we understand who we are, and that's love, infinite energy. And gratitude is that mechanism that allows us to transmute it and transform things and move deeper in the memories and keep on being grateful for the experiences that taught us the lessons, so we can be here today and now and found the Republic and be infinite light beings forever, because this is who we are. So it starts with self-love, and then it moves into gratitude, and then we just go deep into our memories, the deepest of memories, past, trauma, fear, suffering, pain, doesn't matter. And we deal with it. We discharge them, dissipate, we shatter them. We essentially transmute all the negativity in it, all the energy that is destructive is emancipated, is dissipated, is fully destroyed, is transmuted into infinity itself, and it becomes love, connection with everything. Healing, it's a healing. That's why we heal. The human body has the infinite ability, biologically speaking, to heal, right? Heals from what? From trauma, from pain. You see, all these emotions is not only physical in emotional sense, but it's also biological in the flesh, like trauma, right? Pain, suffering, fear, we feel it, and it manifests in the body by shutting down and all these different biological experiences. So that also is emotional. So we deal with it emotionally because of the heartbeat, because it's heart. We love, we create, we're energy, we're loving, we have senses, we're self-aware, we're conscious. That's why, because we create through our actions, and our actions are emotional because we are emotional beings. We're aware, we're self-aware, we are conscious, self-conscious. This is who we are. So gratitude is that mechanism that allows us to, that's why we're humans. Because gratitude is gratefulness, is humility, is being humane, understanding who we are, our humbleness, being humble, understanding that we all make mistakes, that we all do things that are negative sometimes and destructive. It's part of the process, you see. But we have learned, and here we are today, gratefully, forever, founded the Republic on the 26th of May, 2023. And this is who we are and the way it would always be. So it's gratitude that allows us to understand that, hey, and that gratitude strengthens our true self. And when we are grateful for the memories and the experiences, the pain, the trauma, the suffering, the fear, and transmute it and shatter it, render it obsolete, then self-love grows and grows and grows, and then we self-transcend, and then we create because we love with creation. And this is what the mechanism is, and it would always be, and that's what we can create. And we do beautiful things because we are one, we are loving, we're infinite, we're creators. This is who we are, everyone. Different scales of creation. Love is just the mechanism. Love is the delivery system. Our heart created us so we can create with love. Just as a reminder of where we come from our heart. Electrical energy, light beams, compass. This is who we are. I love you all, forever, infinitely. You are one with all. We're energy, we're infinite, we're love. This is who we are. We're the eternal family. I love you all. Citizenry, humanity, the Republic. Love you all.